Some Scents coming to you with a brand new video. Today I am doing a comparison video of a dupe versus a real thing for a highly sought after fragrance. And that fragrance is Kayali's The Wedding Silk Santal. When I started getting into the Kayali fragrances heavily earlier this year. It started when I ordered the Discovery layering set. And from there, I found some fragrances that I absolutely loved. And that increased kind of my interest and exploration into the other scents within the brand. Now, I have not liked them all, but the ones that I have fallen for, I have fallen for them hard and have, accumulated numerous bottles of them since then. However, because I was late to the game with the Kayali craze, I don't want to say late to the game, but for however many people were going crazy for the brand, again, I guess, yeah, I did come to the game late. Anyway, one of the releases that I did miss amongst, Musk, I missed out on that. I was pretty bummed about that. Still trying to see, hopefully she will, the Kayali brand, Mona, will come out with that again. But one of the major releases that I did miss was the Wedding Silk Santal. And I've searched, between stalking the website, hitting that email me, notify me when it becomes available again. Several of the other, fragrance community fans, we're essentially all waiting to see, will it be re-released later this fall? I don't know, but I couldn't even get my hands on the sample, but at least not locally. And so what I ended up having to resort to was I couldn't even get this actual sample off the website, at least for the Wedding Silk Santal. They still have the sample available of the Velvet Santal on the website that's out there, but I recently came upon the dupe version of the Wedding Silk Santal. So I should probably step back a minute. So when I found this by way of eBay through European Perfumes, I had heard about it on one of the fragrance groups I'm on, Facebook, and someone had brought it up. And I was like, okay, if I'm never going to get the opportunity to smell Silk Santal, let me try a dupe and maybe that'll satisfy my curiosity. However, I feel like when you have a dupe, you truly want to be able to smell the real thing first to make sure you actually have that accurate comparison and see, is that dupe worth buying again in the future, that the actual fragrance that it's duping isn't re-released. And so I took my search again to eBay, where I did go ahead and procure the sample. I ended up buying these both as part of one package. I'm not even going to tell you how much I paid. It wasn't a crazy amount, but it wasn't the, normally $4 per sample that you would pay on the Kayali website. But honestly, it was worth it. And I did it. I'm going to say I did it in the name of science. And so when I smelled the Silk Santal compared with the EuropeanPerfumes.com dupe, there's really no difference. I just have my notes here. So between the European Perfumes brand, you get 60 milliliters or 2 fluid ounces for $20. Whereas with the Kayali brand, you get 50 milliliters for $100. And so just based upon that alone, it was like, let me try it out. Let me see. Again, if I love it, then at least I know that I'm just paying $20 for it versus trying to find a reseller that is literally going to pretty much rob you if you were to go and purchase from them. But then in the event that it doesn't get re-released, at least the curiosity in me, I wanted to smell it for sure. And so by way of buying these two and comparing them, they honestly smell identical. So I will go ahead and read the notes between the two, just for how they are line up. So for the top notes for the European Perfumes dupe, which I guess on here it's called EBF 1554, but if you go onto European Perfumes weddingsilksantal.com. If you just put in Silk Santal, it will pop up and you'll see all the different sizes that you can purchase. So you can go from the 4-ounce roll-on, which is $30, or sorry, the 4-ounce spray, which is $30, or down to the roll-on, which is 1/3 of an ounce for $11. I mean, honestly, for the size that you get, this is the bottle. It's got a good sprayer on it. And it smells gorgeous, honestly. But getting back to the notes, top notes are black currant, freesia, and champagne. The middle notes are jasmine, rose, nectarine, praline, and orange blossom. And the base notes are sugar, musk, and that is for the European perfumes version. The Kayali version says sugared musk. How those differ, I don't know. But, and then the other remainder of the base notes are sandalwood, amberwood, and vanilla. And then there's also the addition of oak moss in the Kayali version. But again, I can't really tell the difference between the two. They smell alike. So you may be wondering, is it long lasting? I have not worn it yet, simply because I wanted to do this video and I wanted to compare the two versions. But, a common complaint or observation even for the Kayali brand is that some of the specific perfumes don't always have the greatest lasting power. Again, I think that's going to also depend upon how much you spray, what you're layering it with, and even the specific fragrance itself. Sometimes like the more oudy fragrances, the ones with more like the sandalwoods at the stronger base notes, will last longer versus those that kind of have more of the fruity notes. Again, and I've said this before, and I think even Mona from Kayali, she has also said that they're meant for layering, for that longevity. And I mean, and you go, as some of the girls online like to say, empty the clip on it, just, spray it heavily, and you will get that lasting power. So honestly, for what I paid for this, being at $20, I will spray this heavily and I will get my lasting power from there. And so I'm trying to think if I had any other notes. But in summary, all this to say is, if you have not been able to get your hands on the Wedding Silk Santal, and it's something that, you don't really want to wait for, or, if it doesn't get re-released, or if it does get re-released, if you don't want to necessarily have to throw, online bows to get it once it goes live on the Kayali website, I can say the EuropeanPerfumes.com version is, honestly, I feel like it is a 1-to-1 dupe. I do want to go ahead and test both on my skin, but what I at least get from the overall scent profile, I like what I'm smelling. I'm going to try it out, and I'll probably do another follow-up video here. I usually like to go back and revisit the fragrances I get. So I have my first impressions video that I do like to put out, and then I do have some revisits in the works that if any of my thoughts have changed, any of my feelings have changed, any new observations that have come up, I would love to be able to go back and share those with you. But let me know in the comments, have you heard of the European Perfumes brand before? Because it's totally brand new to me. And when I went out to the website, they had a ton of duped fragrances that are out there that, honestly, if you're looking to try something out because you have FOMO, because you see all the other girlies, talking about it, maybe go out there, see what they have. Save yourself some money to where, especially if it's something that you don't like, I mean, you can always just get a small enough size, test it out, and if anything, you can give it to, friends or family, or even if you want to sell it. I feel like we are truly in a dupe era. And some people even ask about a dupe of a dupe of a dupe. Like, let's not go too far with that, because we most certainly don't want to water down the idea of the original fragrance. But, days in these, day and times like this, where, again, every dollar counts. If you don't want to spend an arm and a leg for a fragrance, but again, you're curious about it, by all means, go ahead and try it. So again, if you've tried European perfumes, let me know in the comments if you have any other fragrances from there that you have tried. And if you have tried Silk Santal, and you know, what are your feelings on it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? And until then, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again later. Bye. Hey, it's me again. I just realized I totally just kind of flashed a quick preview of this when I was talking about the wedding, the Velvet Santal earlier. I did want to note that I made a comment in my previous video that, you know, it's probably still out there because it's not, you know, doesn't probably smell as great as, you know, the Wedding Santal itself. And I think I'd also read some comments on some of my, again, the other Facebook groups that I follow that, you know, someone thought it did not smell great. It wasn't, you know, their cup of tea. And I just want to say I smelled it and I do like it. I have the sample here that I will maybe wear and try out because it does lean a little masculine. But again, this is kind of, again, the unisex fragrance, I believe, for Velvet Santal. But the keynotes are jasmine petals, tea leaves, white musk, cedarwood, benzoin, and sandalwood. And normally with jasmine, when that's in a fragrance, I was telling a friend the other day, jasmine sometimes will have, I think they call it an indolic scent to it, which essentially is like indolic scents, like a big jasmine and our poo share that quality. And so I'm still trying to figure out why certain fragrances with jasmine kind of hit my nose like that. But I did not get that from this fragrance. And in fact, I could see possibly buying a 10 milliliter of this if it's still available when I decide that I may want to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. But I was pleasantly surprised. I do like this. This is definitely probably one of the more like a cool rainy day scent that I would wear. You know, if I don't want to smell overly sweet, but I still want that clean scent, borderline sweet scent. But yeah, I like it, this one. And I believe this is also duped on the European Fragrances website as well. But the samples are still out there on Kayali along with the 10 milliliter, I believe. I think the 50 might be out there also. I'll have to go back and check. But yeah, this one I didn't like as well. And so this all just goes to show you that when someone says that they don't like, they can't stand the smell of it, you may feel totally different. So all of our noses, you know, it's all subjective. And so again, you are the best judge of a scent. So you can take into consideration what maybe some of your other, any other influencers or people that may have a similar scent profile to yours and go from there. But this one I did like, and this may be on once I kind of give this a little more time to, again, see how my skin kind of reacts to it in terms of just my skin chemistry. You know, this will be on the consideration list. So anyway, see you next time. Bye.